All right, 8:10 a.m. Can you hear me okay, everyone? All good? All right, a very good morning, everyone. I'm Dali Ghaffar. I'm your general chair this week. I've seen many of you yesterday, the workshop day. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a very unofficial kick off the Pets Week that I hope you'll enjoy. I said it yesterday on the reception night. It's so exciting and actually really happy to see people for real and not pixelized. And we're doing a little bit of pixel thing here with GatherTown, so I think our online participants will hopefully enjoy that as well. All right, so I'll officially kick in the Privacy Enhancing Symposium, Enhancing Technologies Symposium, I should say. So it's in Sydney and online. It's been quite an adventure, actually. We were planning to have it in Sydney in 2020, and a couple of things came along the way and, prevented us from having it. So before I start everything, or anything really, I'd like to make a quick acknowledgement to country. I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, upon whose ancestral lands this campus today stands. I would like to pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging, as the traditional custodians of this land, whose knowledge and culture have nurtured this land for millennials before the colonization. I would like to further acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands from which other attendees here today online are joining us from, and pay my respects to those elders past, present, and emerging. All right, this is where the fun starts, hopefully, for you guys. So this is really the program of the week at a glance. You probably have seen that a couple of times now. So Monday we had workshops, we had a lovely reception dinner night. I hope you enjoyed the drinks there. There's more to come. So I'll talk a little bit about how we're really structuring the week, and probably you've seen this very early start of the days at 8 a.m. and things like that, which is quite unusual. Some of you are probably waking up super early anyway because of the jet lag, which is convenient maybe for some. But I'll tell you about the the rationale why we kind of put that structure there. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's, your usual pets. Then we'll have hot pets, of course, on Friday. Don't miss the, I should call it the gelato session this time, not the ice cream session. Some Italian out there would really understand. And yeah, we'll have the pets hike on Saturday. I'd like to, acknowledge some of our sponsors, without whom I think this event wouldn't be possible, and some of that registration fees would have been much, much higher. A special mention to our publication sponsor, NIM Technologies, and to our platinum sponsors, Ford Foundation, the NSF, and the Macquarie University Cybersecurity Hub. Our other sponsors are Haven Tech, which is a privacy company, actually, Google, which is a tech company, Optus, ISAP, another privacy company, and the New South Wales government. All right, very, very brief, but I really need to say a few things on this, COVID and general safety related. We do have masks and hand sanitizers available a bit everywhere, so please do not hesitate to grab some of these items. They're a bit everywhere on the registration desk, but also in the different rooms. If you think or you feel you have some sort of symptoms, please immediately self-isolate, and don't hesitate to take some of the tests that we do have for you. We do have actually some rapid antigen tests available at the desk, so if you're feeling something, just don't hesitate to do that. And please, try to wear masks if you feel there's not enough social distancing and stuff like that, but please respect each other's decisions to wear or not to mask. For our friends and colleagues joining us from overseas, if you're really interested in what's the current situation here in New South Wales, and what's the current restrictions and recommendations from New South Wales Health, please just join the health.newsouthwales.gov.au. A couple more things on the sort of safety procedures. There's a signal, emergency signal, as an actual one, not an exercise, for evacuation. That's triple whoop. So if you do hear that, that's kind of serious stuff. Please evacuate immediately and leave the building via the nearest fire exit. I think you probably, if you came by train or by light rail to this building, you might recognize that that gathering area, that assembly area, which is like the little statue, which is not too far from this building. So that's where we really need to assemble. And some of these instructions are available for you in your information folder. All right. So what's the pets world looking like this week, at least? We have had, up to yesterday, I think, about noon, 307 registered participants. That's, I think, a record number for pets this year, which is kind of really interesting because it's split about half-half, right? About 140-ish online registrations and the rest of in-person registrations. And we're really represented across the 6 different continents, actually. We have people from Asia, of course, and Australia, US, both, well, the South America as well, and North America, and Europe, of course. But we also have some attendees from Africa, which is great. We do have the Saturday hike as well. Many of you have been asking about that. We are kind of sold out on that, so we have 49 registered or participants. We're trying to secure more seats. I think we'll try to make a little announcement today or the latest tomorrow morning, trying to grab a few more seats for many of you who expressed interest in joining the Pets hike. All right, so mentioned a couple of times that we're running this hybrid format. And I like to think about it as a hybrid in both in space and in time, really. So in space, that's kind of obvious. We're really trying to, for the first time at PETS, connect both the physical world to the virtual world, and that's GatherTown that we used last year. So we'll try as much as possible to really, provide that not real life experience to people joining on GatherTown, but we'll really try our best. And of course, we will have speakers and participants asking questions on GatherTown. So we'll, the idea is really to connect the different rooms, the different physical rooms to the GatherTown and vice versa. Now, the other sort of, difference compared to previous years, what we're trying to do here is kind of split the day, as 2 halves, which are kind of reasonably well aligned time-wise for other, time zones in Europe and US. So we're starting very early, and then we have a really, comfortable lunch break that we're calling it the lunch break plus Explore Sydney. I'll talk a little bit about it in a minute. And those late afternoon sessions are really kind of European time zones friendly somehow. So, folks waking up and probably being able to catch some of the talks, live talks without necessarily having to wake up at 3 a.m. and so on. And the early mornings for us are really aimed to, offer a better experience to our North and South American online attendees and friends with again, some reasonable times to join the talks. In case, we still, or even here actually, people do not or miss some of these talks, we do have catch-up sessions on the GatherTown. So watch out for those catch-up rooms on the GatherTown platform. Now, because we're running this hybrid format, there's a few things that I think are really important, and I'm sure that many people don't read emails because they were long emails. I give it to Florian. We don't read long emails. But we do have really important instructions in those emails about how to connect to GatherTown and how even people who are in-person participants or in-person speakers in particular who are interested in using their own devices, their own laptops for presentations, they need to take extra steps so that they connect to the GatherTown. So that's basically, for instance, moving your avatar, even if you're sitting here and talking here in the GatherTown platform. Just that you connect with people, and people online could hear you and could see you. And of course, for our online participants, the question session is obviously going to be managed and hopefully nicely supervised by the session chairs, and we'll ask people from online GatherTown platform to jump onto that question area, the green carpets out there in all the different rooms, and line up there waiting for instructions from the session chairs to, instruct them to ask that question. All right, so that Lunch plus Explore Sydney part of it, and I know that many people have already started exploring Sydney in many different ways. So we do have those long lunchtime breaks. Typically it's between the 12 noon to the 3 p.m. Got a couple of suggestions for you there. You could very well explore the botanic gardens. They're wonderful. You can make a little walk around the harbor. That's one of my favorites. And the weather is cooperative, I think, which is good. Hyde Park is, a very short walk from here. There's really the museum there, not too far, the Science Museum. The Rocks is about 30 minutes walk, but you can actually catch a light rail there and have a drink or two. Maybe not two. You really have to come back to the sessions. But yeah, you could enjoy a walk on the Circular Quay, and Darling Harbour is not too far as well. So it's really central to many different touristic, not so touristic actually. Many of these places are really lovely, and you'll find lots of locals there. If you're feeling more into the mood of arts and culture, there's a bunch of museums not too far as well. The Contemporary Art Museum is one of my favorites. The art gallery is also at Circular Quay. Just feel free to drop by there. If you're feeling a little geeky and nerd, which is probably 98% of the audience here, there's the Powerhouse Museum, which is just 2 minutes away from this spot, from UTS campus. Don't mention to anyone else that I referred to catching a ferry to Manly and see the resident penguins there. But you could do that. It's just a 1 hour and 10 minutes, maybe 1 hour and 20 minutes sort of return ferry by catching a ferry to Manly. But yeah, I never said that. I think we do have a bunch of affinity sessions and conference sessions, really. So informal discussions groups, special interest groups. Susan McGregor is running those, so I really encourage every one of you to reach out to her. We do have scheduled BOF and affinity sessions. They will be using rooms 1 and 3, so this room and the third room during the lunch, typically during the lunch break sessions. But also optionally, we'll host some after dark, after 6:15 p.m. We do already have a few of those. I think one is on the Tuesday today, 12:15. That's a welcome session, the meet and greet. If you're actually new to pets, I really encourage you to take a look there and to reach out to Susan again. Wednesday, about the same time, we do have another sessions, and I think Thursday we do have a LGBTQ plus affinity meeting at 6:30 p.m. I think again that's going to be in this room. Just to give you a sense of what does that look like, previous BOF sessions have included building privacy-focused career in academia, machine learning and privacy. It's actually a bit of technical and non-technical sessions as well. And this year we're especially interested in hosting affinity groups for women in pets and a BIPOC in pets. We do have on the GatherTown special rooms for that. Of course, as I said, we will be connecting the different rooms to the Gather Town, but we also have the safe spaces room, and I think Florian later will tell you a little bit about the code of conduct of pets. So please pay attention to these rooms as well. They are available. Very quickly, I think we have much clearer skies this week, which is really good. I'll tell you a little bit about how stressed the organization committee was about that rainy sort of week we had. Many people reached out saying, how about the floods and the flooding and all of that? We were very safe here. But, coming today with the Uber driver, he was telling me that, some areas in New South Wales, the regional areas close to the rivers, and, God knows that we do have plenty of rivers in New South Wales. It was actually pretty serious stuff there. Extreme weather, I think, has been hitting this part of the world for different reasons that you can probably explain. But yeah, we're pretty lucky actually to be in Sydney and having this lovely winter weather, just in time for pets. If you're interested in the tides, and if you're into fishing like myself, the tides chart is shown to the right-hand side. If you're for a little fishing session, I can give recommendations and advices for you guys there. And it's looking good for that Friday, Saturday for the hike, which is amazing. All right, Wednesday night we will have the social dinner. Got a couple of really important announcements there. Please pay attention to that. So the boarding of the ferry to the deck house, where we will be having amazing drinks, guys, and really cool dinner. We will depart at 6:30 sharp. If you arrive at 6:31, the boat really will leave without you guys. I'm not the captain there, and we've received clear instructions about that. So please try to be on time. 6:15 we're boarding, and you have all the information on the website as for where we are boarding. And then we'll have the return. We'll actually be having a boat return at a different, I think we're going back to Circular Quay and we're boarding from Darling Harbour. You must bring your name tag if you want to board the ship, if you want to be allowed on the boat. So please do not forget that, even if you're registered. We don't have any other way of checking that. And if you're interested, or if you indicated that you're not coming to the social dinner, we may not board you as well. I think the TPC chair will also have a little talk about the town hall and the ramp sessions on Wednesday morning. I'm hearing that on the ramp session we still need candidates, we still need volunteers, so please reach out and approach Hassan. If you don't know who Hassan is, here, just reach out to Hassan, and he's organizing that ramp session. So, please do not hesitate. Holding our very popular, I should say, award ceremony on Thursday evening. We're announcing 4 different awards. I think, again, the TPC chairs may say a few more on that. But I'd like just to acknowledge the co-chairs here, Florian and Michelle, of course, for the Andreas Fitzwan Best Student Paper Award. The Pets Artifact Awards will be announced by Bailey and Cecilia as the co-chairs. The Casper Bowden Pet Award will be announced by our 2 co-chairs, Panos and Katucha. And don't miss the Best Hot Pets talk on Friday. And talking about hot pets, well, that's of course on Friday, so please stay and do not miss the exciting talks there as well, and the very popular ice cream session. We've got a little surprise for you, so if you're really there, I think you'll really enjoy it. I've got all your favorite flavors, of course, but I think there's a little bit more to that, so looking forward to that. Saturday, we will have our pets hike. We do have plan A, plan B, plan C, but it seems like the weather is really cooperative with that. So we're going only with our plan A now, as announced and as planned. We will, I think, enjoy Guatemala Beach. Hopefully, you will enjoy it as much as I do. And then we'll take a look at the Eagle Rock area. Like I said, we do have different other plans, but I think we'll go with the wildest one. So hopefully, again, the weather will be cooperative and the tracks would not be that muddy. But just in case, please, obviously wear proper footwear there. And bring your sunscreen, even though might be cloudy or whatever. Just don't forget that, please. All right. Pets would never been possible without these two fellows that you see up there. I don't know whether Shida is here or not, but a big round of applause. They were indispensable in every different way. So please stand up, Ben, because that's the man. And Shida, I think, is on the registration desk. And then these fellas as well, you'll see roaming around, and they're here to help. So this is the Macquarie University Cybersecurity Hub crew. They really spent days after days kind of organizing and looking at every single little detail. And you'll see them, they're trying very hard to offer you the best pets experience here for both our people on site and in person, and also on the online participants. Yeah. Thanks so much for these fellas. A few more thanks. I think couldn't really get all photos IDs of our lovely chairs and our lovely co-chairs, but I really need to acknowledge it was really a huge pleasure, actually, a huge honor to work with a bunch of these fellas. Our publicity and web co-chairs, we've got a very privacy-preserving, I think very well-known now, photo of Kat, our publicity co-chair. It was amazing, actually. She's so responsive. She just does things, and you don't need to say anything more. It's just done in the couple of minutes she receives that email. Becca, of course, Mathilde from EPFL, publication chairs, Wagia and Anslim. Our artifacts chairs, who had a lot to do this year, and they'll be here announcing the awards, Cecilia and Belly. Again, he's a bit everywhere. Our video chair, Ben, and our hot pets chairs, Ryan and Becca, and I think Ryan is around, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. A few more thanks. The Pet Awards chairs, Panos and Katucha. I think Katucha would be here. Panos might be online. But a big thanks for both of them. I know they're still working very hard, and it's been actually an amazing couple of months to get you the best of the pet experience of the last 2 years. Our sponsorship chairs. It's always really great to have both Stephen and Susan on board here. Again, they're not only helping us getting in touch with the sponsors, but they're doing an amazing job in, with their wisdom in getting us not to get money from, some dodgy sponsors, I should say. Infrastructure chairs, they had, I think, an amazing year of trouble, and all the effort they put in, with all what happened with our publications and our papers and everything pets publications related, really, and so much more, including the Gather Town type of issues we might have had. Roger is here, I think. Thanks so much, Roger, and Ian, of course. And our stipends chairs, Hassan, Roger again, Damon, I think, is around. I can see him. He was there for breakfast. Susan, Andre. So thank you so much to all of you. I've got here an extra bonus thanks to publication chairs, and also to Matt Wright, of course, Matt, and Ian for managing the transition to independent publishing. So please, a big round of applause for these two fellas. And I'd like to also keep a lot of applause to these very generous of their time and everything technical program committee. That's Florian and Michelle, of course. Please give them a round of applause, and Florian is here today. And that's going to be my very last slide. I think by now you figured this out, and it's probably everywhere, but the Wi-Fi is that if you don't have a Jerome. If you do have a Jerome, that's even better. And the password is that, and I can't believe that this tool I was trying was giving this password a 47% security score. I don't know, gosh, someone has to do really proper research on that. Oh, hang on, they've done it. Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, if you're interested in things to be done and acted upon quickly and immediately, reach out to the Arrangements 2022 at petsymposium.org. If you're interested in anything else, like dropping a comment or a complaint or anything, just drop me an email at gc22@petsymposium. Replies might be a little delayed, but yeah, you can always try that one. Ideally, really reach out to Arrangements, please. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you'll enjoy the week. And I'll hand over to our amazing Florian for quick introductions.
All right, thank you, Dali, for this great introduction. So we'll get into the program right away. You see another picture of the Harbour Bridge, and it's not only in Sydney, but we also welcome everyone along the internet. And Dali made a great round of thank you to everyone. So let's also thank Dali for all of the work that he did to make this happen, including all us sitting here. And of course, also to the local arrangements teams that was just mentioned, Ben, Hassan, where's Muhammad? There, and Shide, where are you? Well, on the desk. All right, okay. So thanks to all of those again. I will not ask for another round of applause, but we should all think about it. Now, as Gali mentioned, there is a code of contact. You find it on the webpage. Basically, be open and respectful to everyone. And if there is anything that you believe that needs action, Andre, maybe you raise a hand. Yes, he's acting as our safe spaces contact person for the event. And online, you said there is some rooms where people can go to. Maybe you want to put your avatar also at some point of time in these places. All right. A lot of people might, if they have not read the webpage, ask about the statistics. So altogether, we had more than 2,000 authors. We had more than 500 submissions, which again is a 20-30% increase. It is not as huge as the increase in 2021, but is still continuously growing and sufficiently painful for reviewers and PC chairs and senior PC members alike. With now other conferences picking up on the fact that you need more reviewers, it gets even harder and harder for pets. So I don't know what to do about this, but it's a challenge, I can tell you. We had a 24% acceptance rate, 128 papers presented over the next 3 days. I would like to really thank you, the PC, 29 senior PC members, 164 PC members, regular PC members, 148 external reviewers, made altogether more than 2,200 reviews, and posted more than 5,700 comments. Okay, you see the effort that goes into deciding these papers. And you will see the numbers per issue here. Again, you see an increasing trend. It keeps growing pretty much every time. Unfortunately, it's not as exponential as it seems. The last one is the total column, so don't be too scared. But the numbers are increasing, and we actually have a process where by now a majority of papers sees a major revision, so the numbers of accepted papers in future issues will go up as well. The next session is actually also already our keynote. I believe that most people in the security community will know Moti for a very long time. I'm very happy that he was willing to join us for the keynote. He's unfortunately not here in person because he was traveling until before the weekend and couldn't make it to Australia anymore. But he will, if you know Moti, he has brought many cryptographic techniques into the privacy world, and he will give us a talk of how some other technologies that he has recently brought into practical use. The town hall, as already mentioned, will go about the state of pets. We will introduce what we did. I made last year. I made a few announcements of things that we changed, and I want to tell the community how it went and want to see your feedback of how you think I did this wrong, and see what changes the new PC chairs should do to make it right again. Michelle is going to join online. Mika, unfortunately, will not be here. And Bailey, fortunately, is here in person. So if you're interested in the future of the PETS conferences, discussions in hybrid format, maybe you've seen the author feedback sessions and these things, join us in the town hall meeting. The RAMP session is for short talks. Anything that you like, very latest work, tools that you've developed. If you have a joke, yes, please bring that too. Up to 5 minutes. Hassan, as I said, as Dali said, is down there. But there's also an online sign-up link in the program that you can click on and put into there, and Hassan will get you onto the program. And that is right on Wednesday, right after the town hall meeting, Wednesday morning. I'm not going to say too much about awards, except that I'm going to correct the awards chair. Michelle and I are not the awards chair for this Best Student Paper Award, but Jeremiah and Vilasha are. There is Jeremiah. Do I see Vilasha? Back there. All right. Okay. So they have narrowed down already a very long list of very good candidates, and will choose a winner during this year's presentations and announce them on Thursday afternoon. And finally, let's start. If you want to tweet, the official hashtag is pets22 or hotpets22 for Friday. And maybe we'll catch one of those on the way. Thank you very much. All right. 5 minutes short break, and we'll try to catch Moti. He said he's in there, and
trying to catch Moti and have it be sorry, like that.